Hey, a bit of a random upload, but since Alatreon clears are still a pretty big deal right now, I figured this might help somebody. So I should probably explain while there's no sound, given that this isn't my own footage. I'm the dual blade you'll see running around. My friend here recorded this, and hey, computers are hard sometimes, so enjoy this experimental video. Really vibe into that music. So at the time of the recording, this was us bashing our heads at the thing after for a couple of hours at this point. At the time, it really felt like there wasn't any room for error, but looking back through this footage, there's quite a bunch of mistakes all over the place. Especially since I'm the only one in the hunt running in a really optimized build. Well, my friend here is just stacking a bunch of dragon element and whatever else he wanted. So there's definitely some wiggle room, a little wiggle room for your build that you'd like. I have to say that I think the design behind Alatreon is a bit of a double-edged sword. I think it's a neat idea to have this kind of frantic fight and to make sure that the player is also about as aggressive as the monster itself by making it have an elemental DPS check. But you're gonna have to actually start to wonder a bit, given that this is like the third endgame monster to have a DPS check. And on top of everything else, do you actually need a specific type of build to even really contribute towards reaching that check? Once the dust settles some more and more people start clearing it up, we wonder what the eventual consensus on this thing will actually end up being. Well, I'll just toss in some of my tips real quick, although I'm sure by now since some time has passed, I'm sure there's some more concrete and some more actual helpful advice out there. So the big problem in this quest is pretty obvious, is getting the elemental break to prevent judgment from ruining your day and wasting your time on this hunt. Unfortunately, it kind of means that a lot of weapons that struggle with elemental damage, like the great sword and some of the both lances, are going to need you to be really, really good with them to begin to even think about even using them in this fight. And trying to do that with multiple players worsens that deal, and if you're just going to try to do that with randos and not even a coordinated team, I got nothing but a prayer out for you. But for the most part, you probably want to concentrate on anything that'll increase your elemental output damage instead of running some sort of supports like wide range or something along those lines. Most of Alt's attacks are pretty manageable, and as long as everyone's carrying some sort of Dust of Life or life powders, you can probably fix a bunch of errors that people will be making. But if you don't have the damage to reach that breakpoint and judgment hits, everyone's going to die anyways. So you're really going to have to go guns blazing against this. Given that it starts off in either a fire or ice state, and it's going to be fire until you clear the first special investigation against it, and that it only elemental shifts into the opposite element once it gets past judgment, and that's only if one of the horns isn't broken. So, considering how the whole point of the hunt is to be doing so much damage to begin with, I wouldn't say it's not that bad of an idea to just concentrate on two elements, the one that it starts off weak against and Dragon Ailment, since it can shift into Dragon Ailment. It can shift into Dragon Ailment regardless of its horns breaking, but it won't be able to shift into its opposite ailment. And if you're doing enough damage to take out the horns in the first place, you're probably going to be set on doing enough damage to take it out before it can shift into its opposite state on that. Let's see. Other than that, evade window is going to be pretty nice since a lot of its AoEs actually tend to have a smaller hitbox than it looks like. And as my friend is about to tell you, flinch-shotting it into one of Capcom's janky-ass walls. Please fix this or do something about it, or out of the air is going to do wonders for your hunt, since you'll actually be able to hit it in about 5 seconds before it moves away. And I hope you have good luck in your hunting.
Hey guys, this is the Longsword player here, and I just wanted to share with you why I already have the weapon. It's like, we actually died so many times that I was actually able to build the weapon just off the materials that were dropping from the failed attempts over and over again. Pretty much what you would need is a dragon weapon, probably like the tier 12 Stygian Ogre longsword, and just put all of the plus dragon attack gems into your set, and you should be good on that end. Other than that, whenever he's yellow and is able to be knocked into things, take your whole team and just run to a rock and just hug the rock and hope someone can just knock him into it, because trying to shoot him into a rock in the middle of the stage just is very difficult and it doesn't really work all that well. Other than that, yeah, follow that advice, you should be able to clear the fight.